Caitlin Clark is in the vicinity at a private event with Michael Jordan. Now, it's hard to believe that they're not talking basketball. We know it has to do with basketball a little bit.
This is crazy. Caitlin Clark was just spotted having a private session with the Michael Jordan. Yeah, the GOAT himself. The WNBA is losing its mind right now after leaked footage surfaced online showing Caitlin training alongside MJ. What began as low-key rumors from an exclusive golf event has officially turned into a full-blown viral frenzy. And at this point, the entire basketball community can't stop talking about it.
If it's one person Caitlin Clark has been compared to her whole WNBA career, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. There's so many celebrities between the two, the injury, the hype, just everything, the assault that was taking place on the basketball court is eerie similar.
Fans are in complete shock right now. Players are reportedly outraged, and insiders believe this could redefine Caitlin Clark's entire career, and maybe even change the direction of the league itself. The real question is, how did this secret training session even come together? And what does it mean for the WNBA's most talked about and polarizing star? Stick around, because this story is only just getting started, and it's about to blow up.
The actual event that Caitlin Clark attended before we get into why she went viral, but instead it's Peak Inside Grove XX111, Michael Jordan's invite-only club. It says pace on selection are a large part of why Michael Jordan loves the golf game. And however, the legendary NBA star is one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
It all began with a few grainy photos that mysteriously surfaced from an ultra-exclusive golf club in Florida, Michael Jordan's private retreat, The Grove. At first, everyone assumed it was just another random celebrity encounter, but then a short video dropped that completely blew up the internet. The clip clearly showed Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's hottest star, walking the course alongside Jordan, sharing laughs, and later holding a basketball in her hands. That's when things went from rumor to absolute chaos.
Jordan's been had this golf course since 2019. The private golf course includes an 18-hole course, a main clubhouse, a gatehouse, a learning facility, and a practice range. There are even drones that deliver snacks and beverages to members during the play. The member list includes who's who in celebrities and professional athletes who all have received personal invitations from Jordan. The 15,000 square feet. Wow.
Within hours, social media was on fire. Hashtags like #ForCSXMJ and Jordan mentors Clark were everywhere, flooding timelines and trending worldwide. Fans couldn't wrap their heads around it. Was Caitlin really training with the greatest player of all time? Every major sports outlet kicked into high gear, dissecting the footage frame by frame. Analysts spotted Jordan's iconic sneakers and Caitlin's fresh Nike gear. Then came the confirmation. TMZ verified the clip was filmed at Jordan's ultra-private golf estate, the kind of place where only billionaires and world-class athletes ever set foot.
This was a photo that Caitlin Clark was pictured in with the kid. Had herself a day, played Grove XX111, met the best female hooper in the game, Caitlin Clark. She was serving Michael Jordan, bro. Wow. So this was the photo right here that went viral last night.
The moment might have looked casual on the surface, but the vibe between them told a completely different story. You could feel it. Mentorship, laser focus, and something much bigger happening behind the scenes. According to insiders, this was no coincidence. Sources claim Michael Jordan personally reached out to Caitlin after keeping a close eye on her rookie season, reportedly impressed by her mental toughness and that fierce, unshakable competitive fire she plays with.
I'm gonna say Caitlin Clark should be training. She's with Michael Jordan. Like, it don't get no, like, I know a lot of people talk Caitlin Clark should have did Unrivaled. Caitlin Clark should have did basketball. She's with Michael Jordan. She's with the, like, there is no, like, no. I know everybody want Caitlin to be with Chris Brinkley, Drew Hanlon, and all these other damn trainers. She's with Michael Jordan, bro. Like, it don't get no. Do I need to say more? She's with MJ, bro.
Some are calling it a once-in-a-generation passing of the torch. the basketball icon himself meeting the woman many believe could be the next Michael Jordan. But while fans celebrated, the WNBA's front office reportedly went into panic mode. For months, the league has tried to manage the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, balancing her massive popularity against team politics and veteran frustration. But with Jordan now entering the picture, that fragile balance might be completely shattered. If this mentorship is real, Caitlin's brand could skyrocket beyond anything the WNBA can contain, setting off a ripple effect no one's ready for. And that leaked footage, it's just the start, because what happened afterward left everyone stunned. To understand how this even came to be, you have to know what Grove 23 really is. This isn't just another luxury golf club, it's Michael Jordan's personal fortress, a kingdom of privacy and power that only a select few ever enter. We're talking billionaires, A-list celebrities, and legends like Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter. Every single guest has to be personally approved by Jordan himself. So when Caitlin Clark's name appeared on that exclusive guest list, the internet knew something massive was brewing. Grove 23, often nicknamed Slaughterhouse 23 because of its intense competitiveness, is more than just a golf course. It's Jordan's playground for testing people's mental toughness. Drones deliver drinks mid-round, cameras track every move, and the pressure to perform in front of MJ is unreal. For Caitlin, this wasn't just a hangout, it was an initiation. Jordan's way of seeing if she had the mindset worthy of joining his inner circle. Witnesses say she wasn't just golfing, she was commanding attention. Between holes, she and Jordan were spotted at the range, laughing and talking through technique, discussing footwork and shot rhythm. At one point, Caitlin even broke out her signature step-back jumper, the same move that made her a legend at Iowa and carried into her rookie WNBA season. Jordan just stood there, arms crossed, nodding with that unmistakable look of approval, the kind only true competitors recognize. For many fans, this wasn't just symbolic, it was groundbreaking. Michael Jordan had never publicly aligned himself with a female basketball player before. It signaled something deeper, mutual respect built on greatness and obsession with winning. But not everyone was thrilled. Word of Caitlin's visit spread fast across WNBA circles, and behind the scenes, tension started bubbling. Some players and coaches reportedly felt uneasy about how much attention it drew. Whispers began. Was Caitlin trying to leapfrog the league hierarchy? Or was Jordan plotting something even bigger? A business move that could shake the WNBA's foundation? Then came the breaking point. When the footage leaked, the WNBA's New York headquarters went into crisis mode. The league, which had spent months shaping Caitlin's image as its new face, always under their control, suddenly realized that control was slipping away. A private meeting with Michael Jordan, outside of league supervision, sent alarm bells ringing. Because Jordan isn't just a legend, he's an empire builder, and when he takes interest in someone, it's never by accident. Insiders say the league immediately held emergency talks to assess potential brand conflicts. With Caitlin's Nike endorsement and Jordan's expanding business influence, officials feared a possible power shift, one that could hand Caitlin more leverage than the league could handle. Meanwhile, major brands began circling. If Jordan was really mentoring Clark, companies like Gatorade, Hanes, and even the Jordan brand itself might be preparing to expand into women's basketball, with or without the WNBA's blessing. Overnight, Caitlin wasn't just the face of the league anymore. She became a global asset, a player whose influence could surpass the organization that drafted her. Fans flooded social media calling Jordan the real commissioner, while critics mocked the league for failing to appreciate Clark's value sooner. Even former players began to hint that the WNBA had been holding her back from the start. Inside the Fever locker room, teammates were reportedly shocked, but not surprised. One player allegedly put it best: Caitlin's always been bigger than the W. Now the world's finally catching up. And as panic spread through WNBA executives, one question echoed everywhere. Is this just mentorship, or the beginning of something that could completely reshape basketball's future? But here's where it gets even deeper. While everyone online obsessed over the leaked footage, insiders claim the real story unfolded far from the cameras, inside a secluded corner of Grove 23's glass-walled clubhouse. According to those close to the situation, Michael Jordan requested a private meeting with Caitlin Clark right after their round of golf. Witnesses described the conversation as intense, emotional, and incredibly inspiring. The two reportedly sat together for nearly an hour, talking about competition, leadership, and legacy. The kind of conversation that could change a person's mindset forever. Sources say Caitlin walked out of that meeting visibly emotional, yet completely fired up. Apparently, Jordan didn't talk to her like a rookie. He spoke to her like an equal. He reminded her that greatness always brings criticism, that public backlash is simply the price of standing out. Those words hit deep. Caitlyn spent months being picked apart by refs, rival players, and the media. Yet hearing it from someone who's lived it at the highest level seemed to flip a switch in her. Insiders even claimed Jordan handed her a custom Jordan brand basketball, not as a gift, but as a message. "Your era begins when you decide," he reportedly told her. Whether or not that quote is exact, it's become a rallying cry across social media. When Caitlyn left Grove 23 that day, she wasn't the same. People who know her say she looked calm, but laser focused, like she'd been given permission to be unapologetically herself. And then things got crazy. Within 24 hours, rumors exploded online about a possible deal between Caitlyn Clark and the Jordan brand. At first, it sounded too wild to be true. Jordan had never personally partnered with an active WNBA player under his own label. But then came screenshots, supposed marketing emails, design drafts, and internal memos, hinting that the collaboration might actually be real. Industry insiders revealed that Nike executives were suddenly scrambling, holding emergency late-night meetings to get ahead of the story before it spiraled out of control. Because if this partnership existed, it would be historic. Caitlyn Clark wouldn't just be another Nike athlete, she'd be joining the elite circle personally endorsed by Michael Jordan himself, a group that includes only the most iconic names in sports history. For years, the Jordan brand has stayed mostly quiet in women's basketball, but Caitlyn's cultural power might have just changed that overnight. Suddenly, that casual training session looked a lot more strategic than anyone realized. Sports analysts quickly connected the dots. Caitlyn's rookie jersey sales shattered records. Her games drew higher ratings than entire NBA broadcasts, and she single-handedly turned the Indiana Fever into one of the most talked about teams in the country. A collaboration between Caitlyn and Jordan would merge two basketball dynasties, one representing the past and the other shaping the future. But that's exactly what had WNBA officials terrified. Behind closed doors, the league's top brass reportedly feared they were losing control over their biggest star's image. If Caitlyn aligned directly with Jordan, she could operate in her own lane, outside of the league's authority. Even some veteran players were said to be uneasy, worried that this partnership might make Caitlyn untouchable. One thing's for sure, whatever Caitlyn Clark and Michael Jordan are building, it's bigger than anyone imagined. And the ripple effects? They're just beginning. Then came the moment that flipped the entire sports world upside down. One single photo, posted quietly on Caitlyn Clark's Instagram story. She was sitting courtside, lacing up a pair of unreleased sneakers stamped with a glowing Jumpman logo. The caption, just 3 words, "Work in silence." That was all it took. Within minutes, social media absolutely exploded. The Caitlyn Jordan shot to the top of global trends as fans flooded every platform with theories. Some were convinced she'd just become the first woman to get her own signature Jordan line. Others claimed it was a direct power move, a bold statement aimed squarely at the WNBA's front office. Major outlets like ESPN, Aus, Bleacher Report, and SportsCenter ran with the story. Even NBA players started chiming in, calling the moment historic. But while fans were celebrating, tension was brewing behind the scenes. Sources say WNBA executives held an emergency meeting within 24 hours to figure out how to manage the PR chaos. Some argued it was great exposure, finally putting women's basketball in the spotlight. But others were furious that Caitlyn had made such a massive move without league approval. Behind closed doors, whispers spread fast. Certain veterans reportedly felt disrespected, frustrated that Caitlyn was getting opportunities no one else ever had. One anonymous player was even quoted saying, "It's not the Caitlyn Clark League." Meanwhile, Fever fans rallied around their star like never before. To them, this wasn't defiance, it was destiny. After everything she's faced, the hard fouls, the media criticism, the endless scrutiny, this was her Jordan moment. One fan summed it up perfectly. She's not rebelling, she's rising. But the controversy only grew when an unverified locker room video started making rounds online, allegedly showing a heated argument between Caitlyn and a veteran teammate over loyalty and attention. Whether it was real or not, it only deepened the divide. Those who supported Caitlyn's rise, and those who felt threatened by it. And as the noise reached fever pitch, one question dominated every sports talk show and Twitter space. Was Caitlyn Clark breaking barriers for women's basketball, and or breaking the system that built her? Then, just as the speculation hit its peak, Michael Jordan made his move. Without a word, the official Jordan Brand account dropped a black and white photo of Caitlin Clark holding a basketball. The caption read simply, "Legacy recognizes legacy." No press release, no interviews, just that one post, and the internet detonated. Millions of views poured in within minutes. Fans, athletes, and analysts alike instantly understood what it meant. This was Jordan's silent stamp of approval. Reports later confirmed that Jordan himself had reached out directly to Nike's executive board with a simple message: she's the future. It wasn't just endorsement anymore, it was evolution. Insiders claim Jordan is planning an entire women's line inspired by Caitlin's game, a mix of grace, grit, and relentless competitiveness. If true, it could completely transform the future of basketball fashion and branding. Inside the WNBA, emotions hit a boiling point. Some officials admitted that Jordan's influence might actually elevate the league to new heights. Others feared it would take control away from them entirely. But one thing was undeniable: Caitlin Clark was no longer just the WNBA's rookie phenom. She had become the face of a movement that didn't need permission to succeed. Fans even crowned her with a new nickname, Air Clark. And as memes of her dunking beside Jordan's iconic silhouette flooded social media, one truth became impossible to ignore: a new era had officially begun. The symbolism couldn't have been clearer, the legend passing the torch to the future. But as powerful as that moment looked, insiders hinted that what the world saw was just the beginning. Now, a leaked report revealed whispers of something much bigger, one that Jordan and Clark's alliance could expand beyond sneakers and branding into building a full-fledged training academy for young female hoopers. If true, this wouldn't just change the game, it would redefine who owns it. In the aftermath of Jordan's quiet yet seismic post, the WNBA found itself standing at a turning point. Publicly, league officials tried to celebrate it as a win for women's basketball. Privately, though, the mood was different: tense, uncertain, even fearful. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player anymore. She had outpaced the system, commanding a global spotlight the league could no longer control. Suddenly, the conversation shifted. It wasn't about playoff races or box scores anymore. It was about her influence, her partnership with Jordan, her impact on the entire balance of power in women's sports. Experts quickly coined it the Clark effect. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever games skyrocketed overnight. Jordan merchandise linked to her image sold out in hours. Analysts predicted that if the rumored deal became official, it could inject millions into women's basketball and completely independent of the WNBA's control. Inside locker rooms, reactions were split. Some players viewed Caitlin's success as a massive win. Finally, a woman athlete commanding superstar-level respect and money. Others worried it would create an elite tier within the league, overshadowing veterans who had fought for recognition long before her rise. Caitlin, however, stayed completely silent through the chaos. No press tours, no interviews, just work. Then came one subtle move. Her Instagram bio quietly updated to read, "Built, not bought." Fans and players took it as a statement, proof that she wasn't chasing hype, but legacy, the same kind of legacy Jordan himself once built from the ground up. Rumors began swirling that a film crew had been secretly documenting everything, from her rookie year to that mysterious meeting at Jordan's Grove 23 facility. If that footage ever sees the light of day, it might reveal the real story, what Jordan told her, what they planned, and how this all began. One thing's certain, the WNBA will never look the same again. What started as a leaked clip of Caitlin Clark training with Michael Jordan turned into a cultural earthquake, a moment that shattered old systems, divided opinions, and redefined what true power looks like in women's sports. Whether this partnership evolves into a legacy or remains one of basketball's greatest what-ifs, one truth stands tall: Caitlin Clark has officially entered a new dimension of greatness.